Hello, I'm Philip Duncan from WeatherWatchTV on YouTube. Thank you for joining us as we take a look at your 7-day Pacific Islands forecast. And, all eyes over the last week have been on Cyclone Jasper. This is it here, coming into the Cairns area and is likely to make landfall in northern Queensland at some point on Wednesday, local time. Now, just behind it, out here to the south of it, down towards the Tasman Sea, is an enormous block of high pressure. And this block of high pressure is driving up this southerly flow that you can see in many places. Now, further to the east, there's a northerly flow. So there is actually quite a bit of energy going on around the South Pacific over the next few days. So let me explain this a little better. Look how big this flow is. It comes out of the Southern Ocean down towards Antarctica, comes all the way up and across New Zealand. It goes over Norfolk Island and fans out at the top here around Fiji, Tonga, Niue, and then across New Caledonia and Vanuatu. So it is a big area of high pressure, and it's about to track along to the north of New Zealand. So here we are on Wednesday, the high pressure zone down here, Norfolk Island, getting a southerly flow, so a little bit cooler for you in Norfolk Island because it's going to be cooler as well in New Zealand. And you'll probably notice here in the capital, around Vila and further to the south in Noumea, not quite as humid as a result of that southerly flow coming from further to the south, but it's still fairly humid out to the east. And keep an eye on this zone here, really from about Kiribati down towards Samoa. We're seeing this low pressure zone forming. So as we move through the week, you'll see the high pressure block down here in the Norfolk Island, New Zealand area, moving along like this. And then to the north, a low pressure zone also tracking along towards the Cook Islands. Now, at this stage doesn't pose any major threat, but it looks as though as we move into the week, this zone of low pressure going to produce plenty of downpours, plenty of widespread rain and thunderstorms as it does so. So really, if I just step back off the screen a bit, Tahiti, Rarotonga, Alofi, and then over towards Tonga, you're seeing these thunderstorms, humidity increasing as low pressure in this zone continues to build. And it does so right into the weekend. Look at the high from New Zealand. Basically takes up the whole screen at the bottom there. So, big, long area of high pressure. That will stop any big southerlies from coming up into the tropics. But it also means that the easterly flow just sort of carries on. And that's what we expect in many places. Wettest weather will be from Tahiti to the Cook Islands to Tonga as we head in towards the weekend, and obviously up towards Samoa, which is quite possibly the wettest of all the nations. And we get into Monday of next week, and again, no real change. The high pressure belt is still here. It's weakened a little bit, but it is still there. Norfolk Island getting a few easterlies, a couple of showers around here, but really some large dry areas for Fiji and out towards Vanuatu and New Caledonia as well. Into the northern hemisphere, keeping an eye on Hawaii here and next to high pressure for the most part. So apart from showers into Honolulu and around the islands there, pretty much high pressure in control. Different story in Japan. A lot of cold stuff coming out of China, so expect snow in the mountains there, and obviously stormy in the Pacific Northwest as well, as it always is at this time of the year. So to make sense of all of that for the Pacific, where is the heaviest rain? It's in the purple and dark blue zones like this. So for the most part, a lot of it is just out at sea, but around Kiribati there is some rain, but most of that low pressure zone we just talked about is it here, Samoa over to Rarotonga, and those are the areas that are likely to be getting anywhere between sort of 150 and up to 300 millimeters. So it's going to be a wet, humid time in that zone. If you want to escape the humidity or not quite have it so stifling, you want to be onto the other side of that. So Tonga, Fiji, and over towards Vanuatu and New Caledonia. And there we go. That is your 7-day outlook for the Pacific Islands. We'll see you again next Tuesday here at WeatherWatch TV on YouTube.